Well, good morning. Thanks for joining Your News Arizona, Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. Good morning, Julie.
Grand Rising, Jonathan. Great to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Looks like you're on your way to take care of some business.
I am mobile today. Yes, sir.
Outstanding.
Yeah, we're also getting ready to have quite a little heat wave here in the Kansas City metro area. We're shooting for, I believe, low 50s all this weekend.
Oh my gosh, almost short
Nine.
weather.
We'll
Yeah,
take it.
yeah, that's perfect.
Yep, yep, yep.
Well, we got a little bit of breaking news this morning. So the Department of Public Safety helicopter crashes in Flagstaff, Arizona. Um, After a police shooting with suspect in custody.
Oh,
Both of the pilot and the pilot's paramedic guy was killed in the helicopter crash.
oh
So,
no.
yeah, we have had a lot of loss of law enforcement, Julie, here
Yes.
in this country. I'm going to share this morning,
Okay, great.
so I want to get that out there to everybody, and at least for my viewing audience out here in Arizona. Okay, let's see if we can get to that story. I do believe we got it.
Yeah, right now, unfortunately, we know that a DPS pilot as well as a trooper paramedic that was riding with him both have died after that DPS Ranger helicopter crash after it was trying to assist law enforcement here in Flagstaff. Now, they were called out here early yesterday evening, and the reason why is there was an active shooter here in this neighborhood. That's when they were called out. They were assisting, and somewhere as well, they were assisting this active shooter situation here in Flagstaff involving the Flagstaff police and law enforcement here in the area. That's when that helicopter ranger went down, unfortunately killing both the pilot and the paramedic that were on board. Now, as far as the active shooter that was involved in this, that suspect was also shot during this officer involved shooting. They say that that person is going to survive those injuries, was taken into custody. You could see this video that we see from a viewer showing that helicopter moments before it went down in the distance there. So this is all in the Flagstaff neighborhood. So there'll be two different investigations going on here. DPS will be taking over the officer involved shooting situation here. They're also contacting the FAA as well as the NTSB, who will be taking over the investigation into the helicopter crash. So this is just the beginning of a long day here, because they are going to have, as I mentioned, two, maybe three different investigations going on here. So this neighborhood behind me, as you'll see, for
So, again, Julie, this has been kind of an ongoing issue out here in Arizona as well. We've had a lot of law enforcement loss of life,
Mhm.
and this is going on all over the country. I'm constantly reporting about loss of life of law enforcement being shot in the line of duty, and right now I know we're way up over 100 in the last several months. Um, and again, if you guys go back on my Facebook under Jonathan Townsend Alexander, you can scroll on through and you can see all the law enforcement deaths I've been reporting on, and it's pretty sad to see so much happening. And again, Julie, I think we are going to continue to see a lot more of this.
Yeah,
Um,
that is not good. Um, I do you remember, was it last week or the week before, I forwarded to you that the city of Phoenix was going to be doing maneuvers within the city, but
yep,
they, right? So I wonder if this is an extension of that, of maneuvers.
it could possibly be. And again, we have got a lot of activity going on here in Arizona. We've
Yes.
also got boots on the ground, our active armies down on the border as we speak. And we're not talking National Guard, folks. We're talking actual
Active duty.
active duty military personnel on the border, which I recently reported on within the last couple of weeks. And we'll be back down reporting some more here shortly on this matter, getting it out there to America. The other thing, Julie, that I want to get this shared anyways. This is what I call good old cartel Hobbs and what she's up to.
Oh, that lady.
Yeah,
Oh.
want to get that out there. What she's up to up to today. Let's see, is this the one? There it is.
Hi, Arizona. It's Governor Katie Hobbs. I share the fear and anger of many Arizonans who, over the past year, have seen far too many instances of federal agents denying us our right to peaceful protest. In some instances, unlawfully detaining and arresting American citizens.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it right there for a second.
Yeah, because she's lying like a rug right now.
Right. So you guys have got to take into consideration what these Democrats considered peaceful protest is ramming ICE vehicles, stalking them, interfering with federal operations.
Throwing ice chunks at them and bricks and spitting on them and perpetually running their whistles and all of the nasty, nefarious things that Democrats like to do.
But I keep forgetting this is what good old Katie Hobbs and the Democrats consider peaceful protest. Well, let's help make you famous, sir, Katie.
And in horrific cases in Minnesota, shooting and killing 2 people. It's devastating to see and read about abuses of power that threaten our constitutional rights by some of the very people meant to protect us.
So let's stop it again. So,
what a joke.
Which it goes against our constitutional rights. So it's your constitutional rights to interfere with federal operations.
Right.
The last time I checked, that's called a felony. when you're involving yourself in a federal operation, getting in the way of our ICE agents taking care of business, and you're impeding on their investigations.
Yep.
But yet, these guys call this perfectly legal.
Those abuses are putting both community members.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Julie.
It's okay. I was going to say it's pretty rich, her calling anything unconstitutional when she was one of the biggest violators of our constitutional rights within the state of Arizona over the lockdowns. So,
amen to that.
Yeah. Sorry.
And law enforcement in danger and don't help keep us safe. They simply create fear and erode important trust between law enforcement and our community. There must be full, thorough, and transparent investigations into each and every alleged violation of the law, and for accountability for anyone found to have done wrong.
So how about the accountability for them interfering with federal operations?
Yeah, that's freaking rich considering she stole the election in Arizona.
Yep. So every word coming out of this woman's mouth so far is nothing but a lie.
Yep.
This time of heightened tension, Arizonans deserve to know their rights. That's why I'm launching knowyourrights.az.gov. There, you can find guidance on your constitutionally protected rights in English and Spanish, including how to lawfully and peacefully protest, what to do if stopped by ICE agents, and what to do if ICE comes to your business.
So weren't they just recently saying it's okay to actually shoot them? That's what they're trying to teach Arizonians. I've got a problem. I've got a problem with that. And I guarantee you, anybody pulls a gun on our ICE agent, as far as I'm concerned, you deserve to be in a body bag shipped to the morgue.
Well, that's a felony. I mean, hello.
Yep.
You
have a right to.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, let's listen. Let's finish listening to her.
You have the right to speak with an attorney. And you have a right to peacefully protest without fear of harm.
So you have the right to speak to an attorney, folks. Did you hear that? Um, so how about they
Retaliation.
how about they turn around and tell Mrs. Hobbs you got the right to remain silent. Anything you say and do can be held against you in the court of law. You have a right to an attorney, and since we know you can afford one, skip all the rest of the bullshit. You're under arrest. I love it.
Yes.
I
I
love
would
it.
love to see some silver bracelets on this bitch.
Yep.
Now more than ever, it's vital that we protect the rights found in our Constitution and make our voices heard with calm and peaceful protest. I hope this is a valuable resource that helps us build communities where every Arizonan can feel secure and protect our families against any abuse of power. As long as I'm governor, I will always put the safety and security of Arizonans first.
You know she
Bullshit.
she shouldn't even be governor. She should be incarcerated, locked
Completely.
away. As far as I'm concerned, now to deport her ass.
That would help our country tremendously.
That would. I mean, she wants to help assist with these foreign invasions. Then ship her over to Mexico. Then let her hang
Well,
out.
and I'm sorry, but excuse me, but the last time that I knew that illegal aliens that are not citizens had any rights was never.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to say,
They don't have the right to an attorney.
yeah.
They're not American citizens. They're not under our law, and they're here illegally, and oftentimes they're the criminals. So, yeah, it's a hot mess, and she's just lying like a rug, is what she's doing right
Wow,
now.
they swear up and down now that these illegals are entitled to due process.
No,
That
they're not.
that
Look
they
it up.
that
No, they're not.
that they fall under the Constitution and that
No.
these ICE agents need warrants and everything in the book is what
Yeah,
they're throwing
no.
out there. Well, last I knew, if you're illegal, you're illegal. Um,
Right.
and
Hence
far
the
as,
name illegal.
and the only due process I think these guys should be entitled ever to is the due process of being shipped the hell out of our country.
Right.
That's what I call due process.
Yep. I would agree. I would agree. Let's work that angle, shall we?
Okay.
Hi.
Okay, we're done with that one there. I'll tell you
Jeez,
what. That's enough to
crazy woman.
that's almost enough to raise your blood pressure a little bit for you.
Yeah.
Gotta
Well,
love it.
so hey, I've got a let's talk about raising blood pressure when it comes to the kids and this whole the anti-ICE protests and all this other stuff. A friend of mine I was visiting with last night, she said that some friends of hers have she wound up being on a FaceTime call with them, but basically their sixth grader was very scared because at his school they had a whole bunch of anti-ICE protesters at his school. They had to shut down the school and lock it down, and they didn't tell the parents what happened. And
Oh,
this young man was very upset. And so his, so I guess they were carrying some flags. I don't know what. It wasn't the American flag. And so here's this young sixth grade boy, scared, and he says to his parents, Can I bring a peace flag to school?" And he wanted to bring the American flag to school. And I
right.
thought, as much as that's beautiful, the thought is there, the fact is that a lot of citizens do not recognize our United States flag as a peaceful symbol. And if that's the case, then you're welcome to leave. I mean, outside,
100%.
blows my mind. So there's a lot of nasty nefariousness that's going on that's not being reported with these anti-ICE protesters all over the country.
Well, Julie, I say whatever flag they want to be flying and as they're burning our American flag, I think what we ought to do is just automatically for whatever country they're flying, just deport their asses right to that country and
I
say,
love it.
okay, you guys want to be a part of this country so bad, and you
Yeah.
want to disgrace the American flag, then we're
Yeah.
just deporting your asses automatic. You're done. See ya.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Agreed.
I mean, if you want to be uh, yeah, God, let's not get me too rolling this morning. So, anyways, I've got some more stories I want to share this morning. So let's get back over to that.
All right, great.
Let's see what the heck happened here. Here we go. So we'll scroll down this story, and as usual, we got all kinds of crap going on. So this is our good old FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigations news alert. More than 150 FBI um, special agents and law enforcement partners joined forces on Wednesday. And let me see if I can open this up a little better. Sorry about that.
Is that with Christy Nome? Because I watched an amazing ceremony they did at the border last night,
Yep.
and it was about 24 minutes long. It was really nice.
So here's the story. News alert from FBI. More than 150 FBI agents and law enforcement partners joined forces Wednesday morning to arrest 55 of 56 tied to a Glenn County, Georgia based drug trafficking organization responsible for distributing meth, fentanyl, cocaine, and MDMA. The FBI uh, led investigations revealed members of the organization were traveling to Los Angeles, Miami, Atlanta, and Jacksonville to source the drugs. And once indicted, suspect communicated with a supplier in China to have multiple kilos of drugs shipped to Brunswick from overseas. So, these people are tied to China. As far as I'm concerned, a bunch of terrorists.
Yep.
And again, I mean, if you look at the amount of Americans that have died from fentanyl, we're in the hundreds of thousands.
Yes.
Again,
Yes. Easily.
On our southern borders alone, we were having enough fentanyl coming through the borders daily under the Biden administration to kill every last man, woman, and child here in America. That was ongoing every day, 365 days a year. And, we even had Border Patrol agents that died from fentanyl exposure just by handling a backpack on the ground. They forgot the glove up. They're sweating all to hell. So naturally it goes into your pores and it would kill them.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the pure dose of fentanyl in the pure form. I guarantee you, all the Narcan in the world is not going to save your life.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about a Homeland Security guy that grabbed a bag and they Narcaned him. What'd you say, like 8 or 10 times? And
Yep.
there's just exposed to that much fentanyl. There's no coming back.
Nope. Once that's over, it's over. And I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I already got this one here that I was wanting to share. Then I want to share this. This is our good old buddy Nick.
Oh, yay. He's out in California, ain't he?
This was Michigan.
What brings you out here today? We want to make sure our children can grow up in the same America that I grew up in. White Christian country. Our founding fathers' blood soaks this land, not for Muslims and Islamic jihadists to play their prayer calls where our children walk to preschool. It's disgusting what they've done to Dearborn, Michigan. They have turned this into Rome. They've turned it into London. It looks like another country here. Every single sign on every single street is in Arabic. How can you consider yourselves as assimilating Americans when you don't eat the same food we eat? You don't speak the same language we speak. You don't do anything that Americans do. Minneapolis in 1970 was a 95% white city and white state, Minnesota. If you ask Grok, the next 1,000 children born, only 42% will be white. We are seeing rapid demographic shift and ideologies that are clashing here in Dearborn. These people want to see white Christian men eradicated. They want to see our forefathers' land be destroyed. They do not have any love in their hearts. They are here to dominate us, Nick.
Would you say you're a white supremacist?
No, sir. I am an American supremacist.
What brings you out here today?
We want.
So, people call that racist. Well, let's make something really clear, folks. There's Islam is trying to take over our country, 100%.
Yeah, this is part of the infiltration that's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed.
I mean, you take a look at Texas, even Texas of all states. I mean, Texas is very much patriots. They stand strong in their state, and that's why the Islamic people are hitting Texas so hard right now. And they're trying to do the same thing in Texas as what they're getting away with in Dearborn, Michigan.
Yep.
And I've talked to several people from Texas, and they said even the ranchers and people are ready to take up arms and just go take care of it themselves. This is how irritable people are getting with this matter.
Yeah.
And, it's just a matter of time before we're going to see some mass killings or whatever else. And whether it's people on our side just finally just flip and have had enough,
Yeah.
and they're going to take care of it themselves because our government is failing the people in that category.
Completely.
And and but then you talk to the Muslims and they're like, oh, we're just all about peace. Well,
No, they're not. No, they're
now
not.
look at the mayor of New York. His true colors are already being exposed.
Well, yeah, his true colors being that his mother has been tied to the Epstein files.
Yep.
There have been pictures of young Mamdani as a little baby boy with his mama standing next to, I believe it was Clinton. I think that's right. Yeah. So and now all of a sudden the New Yorkers are upset with Mamdani or whatever the hell his name is. You lied to us. Well, duh. What
Well,
do you think?
doesn't
Duh.
it now? Now, keep in mind, though, Julie. I mean, these Muslims are taught to lie to us, deceive us, to gain our trust, and then to kill us. You know
Yes.
what? I'm going to say
Yeah.
it like it is, folks, whether you like it
That's
or
what
not.
that
I
that
mean,
is their intention and always has been, and they're not shy about it,
and if you
right?
guys have any doubts on what I just said, um, pull up their Quran Bible, their so-called Bible. Pull it
Right.
up, educate yourself, um, and then use a Google translator, and you're going to find out, oh my God, what Alexander just said was true.
Yep.
Um, but this is what they teach. So it's supposed to be death to all Jews, Christians, and infidels.
Yep.
That's their way of life. That's what they want. This is what they train their kids to do is to kill us.
Yeah.
That everything in the book, but yet here we are actually putting them in public official positions. We're putting them in Congress. We're putting them in places they should never be allowed in
Nope.
this country.
Agreed.
You know, but yet I guess people kind of forgot about 9/11 and all the other crap going on in this country, um, because now all of a sudden America's okay with it. Um, but
We're not okay with it, but I feel like people just feel really, really lost and let down.
yep,
Uh, so yeah, things are becoming more and more unrestful throughout the entire country, and it's scary to watch. Um, yeah.
well, I keep getting reports. People keep saying, "Hey, John, we see you on Southern Poverty Law Center." And it's like, no, you don't. That I'm going to look into it today. I want to see it for myself. But people keep swearing up and down. The Southern Poverty Law Center has me listed as being a white extremist, and it's like, are you freaking kidding me? Because I do have Hispanic friends, I do have black friends. You know,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but they say, "Oh, he's just extreme," and it's like, if speaking the truth is being extremist, then God help us.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know,
But that goes back to, being labeled a conspiracy theorist and all of this other crap, which that term was created during John F. Kennedy assassination in order
yeah,
to keep people from digging in, right? So,
you're right. Well, I guess if being an extremist is being down on the border, reporting these illegal thugs coming to our border, and that we're trying to put a stop to it. Uh, if that makes me an extremist, then you know what? Yoo-hoo! I'll take the title all
yeah,
day long.
Congratulations.
But that's the thing we have. The Democrats have painted us all eh, to be nothing but extremists. Everything in the book. No,
Yeah.
um, we're not the ones going around burning flags. We're not the ones going around assaulting ICE agents and burning businesses across the country, terrorizing people, threatening ICE agent families.
And
Doc.
here's a good one. Cracks me up. So they're up there in Michigan. They've got some folks set up their own checkpoint. Have you seen this? Their own freaking checkpoint, and told this person that, gee, we ran your plates and your vehicle came back
Yeah,
as an ICE car. What the fuck? Excuse my French, but not apologizing. That's ridiculous. Here they are. Oh, we don't want a wall, but they're going to go build a wall in the middle of the intersection,
yeah.
right?
Well,
I mean, these people are cuckoo. I
what?
mean, cuckoo for
Well,
coconuts.
well, the last time I knew, impersonating a police officer is a felony
I
and
thought so too.
automatic jail time.
Right.
So again, there's your law enforcement up there failing to do their job as well by allowing these thugs to operate like that.
Yeah.
And and again, and then people wonder why people have problems with the local law enforcement nowadays. Well, my problem is they don't do their damn job. You know,
Well,
uh,
yeah. Case in point, your county.
well, point well made. Mojave County's pretty bad,
Very bad.
and but it's disappointing what we see, what we witness, and not just this county though, Julie. This is around the country.
It is. Yeah.
We have seen law enforcement after law enforcement being ordered to stand down, to allow all this corruption and all this crap happening, allow people to be terrorized, allow reporters like Nick right there that was just on be be assaulted because he's been assaulted several times now.
Right.
Um, what? Why are these people not being put behind bars?
Good
And
question. Good
because I
question.
guarantee
Yeah,
you,
because I'm hearing that a lot of these protesters are getting picked up, but then once again they're just being released.
yep. Oh yeah,
So not
but
cool. Not cool.
But I
But
guarantee you, if it was you or I, and if we go out to one of these protests and start assaulting one of them, I guarantee you they'll put our butts in handcuffs.
oh yeah. And then it just cracks me up. They want to defund the police, but then if something happens towards them, I'm gonna call the cops. I'm gonna call the cops.
Yeah.
Oh, you defunded them. Guess you can't.
Well, like right now, they're totally trying to abolish our ICE. That's what
Yeah.
they're trying. And, you know, and I will say it, I'm a little disappointed in Donald Trump in one category. Um,
Okay.
he, I would have never withdrew our ICE agents from Minneapolis.
Any
Absolutely
of them. Not any of
any,
them.
none.
Right. Yes.
That's giving in to the enemy. That's allowing them and Tom Homan made an announcement yesterday saying, "Well, they're working with us now." Well, if you want to trust Tampon Tim and the so-called phrase from New York mayor, I mean from Minneapolis mayor, if you want to take them to the bank, you're like, "Oh yeah, I can trust these guys." Um,
Yeah.
they've done nothing. They've done nothing but lie through their teeth from day one.
Exactly. Well, and so especially when after Homan talks to everybody, these yahoos, Fry and Frey or whatever the hell his name is, and Tampon Timmy get on and say, "You still need to leave. All of your people need to leave." And so sorry, but this just doesn't make any sense as to why they would stand down and pull out 700 and make it look like we're weak, that we're giving in some aspect. So that to me is just a little crazy.
Yeah, well, for me, you don't negotiate with terrorists.
Exactly. That's my point. Yeah.
And that's exactly what I call them, as terrorists.
Yes. Well, they've been identified. Antifa has been identified as that, and that's exactly who they are. That's what they are.
100%.
You know.
So you must be at the office.
I'm at the office.
Woohoo! All right.
Get some heat in this place.
Yep. But anyways, to our viewing audience, if you guys got thoughts or opinions on this matter, feel free to reach out 928-385-4738. You guys are welcome to call into the studio anytime. And or you can email us at yournewsarizona@gmail.com. But either way, feel free to call into our show anytime. We'd love to bring you on into the studio. So
Absolutely. And for the Kansas City regional area, I am a massage therapist getting to my office in Marion, Kansas, and still have availability for my table this week. So give a holler, Marion Chiropractic. I'm very excited for a big day today and meeting a friend of mine I haven't seen in a while. And so, yeah, today's going to be a wonderful day. Setting up my room.
Oh, doggone it. My back's killing me right now.
I know, we're too far away, man.
Yeah.
That's
Well, catch the next flight on out. You can come
there
take
we
care of
go.
your back.
There we go.
But,
I do this really cool thing. It's called dynamic cupping. And what it does is it like pulls up instead of pushing down on the tissue matter. And it's amazing for breaking up if people have like scar tissue along the spine or they've got some really tight muscles. It's amazing therapy. And yeah, I like to give some good results and people always feel better. So
well, that's always a good
my
thing.
goal. That's my goal. Help people feel better, you know?
That's definitely a good thing, Julie, what you're doing out there.
And you know, my thing is my mission that I have chosen is that I want people to feel better walking away from me than when they first walk towards me.
Right.
That the interaction that we have is a positive one. So, yay. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to move on to the next story here, Julie.
Okay, what do we got up?
So right here, this is a good old exclusive illegal immigrant released under Biden administration. Catch and release allegedly kills driver in police chase. So once again, this is why, folks, we have got to get these illegals out of this country. We have had so many deaths caused by these illegals, and
Yes.
And again, people throw a fit all over the a couple deaths out there in Minnesota, and again, it's not that I don't have passion for human life. It's that, if you're going to show up, interfere on federal operations, then you know what? The rest is history.
No, and it's what's frustrating too. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine.
Okay. What's frustrating is the lack of brain connectivity when it comes to these individuals doing this.
Right.
They're unable to see that their actions are not just inappropriate, but illegal.
Right.
And that they are putting themselves and their families in huge danger when they behave like this.
Right.
And so, they just are not thinking past their noses when it comes to accountability and being a responsible human being.
Yep. And then on to this story here. This came out of Georgia. 25,535 more ballots than voters in Georgia. Election fraud uncovering. So they're starting to uncover a lot of evidence out in Georgia after the raid. Election fraud.
Yes.
So this is good news. Here we go.
Post-election, there were 100 48,319 absentee ballots in Fulton County counted, included in the totals for Georgia. But only 125,784 voters were recorded as having cast an absentee ballot. That is a difference of 25,535 more ballots than voters.
Imagine that.
Who are recorded as having registered for and cast an absentee ballot in Fulton County. So that's 25,535 more ballots than voters.
Ain't that low?
And the margin between President Trump and Joe Biden was 11,779. Now, these absentee ballots that came in, there were over 133,000 ballot images deleted. Only 16,000 of the 148,000 absentee ballots, only 16,000 have the actual ballot images that were retained as required by law.
Well, imagine
and people
that.
have looked at those ballot images and they see anomalies, markings, changed timestamps. They believe that those were deliberately deleted. Now, that's just in the absentee ballots. We get into the tabulators, where the tabulator tapes, that every tabulator has a tape. It is supposed to have a memory card that is put into the tabulator at the beginning. They're supposed to print out a poll tape that says 0. There are no ballots on this machine at the start of the election. And then there's a memory card that's supposed to be put in. There's a seal that is put on, and that is not supposed to be taken off until the polls close from advance voting prior to Election Day, the Friday before Election Day. But what we see in Fulton County, and there's also supposed to be a closing tape. So there's supposed to be every tabulator, a tape that has the opening at 0, and at the closing, it's supposed to say how many ballots were tabulated by.
So I'm going to pause this for a second. Keep in mind, Julie, this is the same crap that Tina Peters has exposed as well. And she's locked away in the Colorado prison for exposing election fraud. Well, guess what, Colorado, you're next. It's coming.
Yep.
And, you know, I pray to God that they arrest those officials out in California. They arrest the corrupt judge. They arrest the corrupt prosecuting attorney. I hope they hang them high. Tina Peters has been, wrongfully incarcerated, and she has been abused in prison already. And this is unacceptable. And I hope the Trump administration makes a prime example out of Colorado for their wrongdoings.
So we know that Trump has given her a pardon, right? And then the governor has refused to give her any release, right? Is that that's where we're at with her right now?
The governor says absolutely not.
What a jackass.
And here's the thing, all these people that kept calling us, oh, you guys are just extremists. This election fraud never happened. I mean, hell, I had YouTube and a couple of the, even Facebook censor me, remove my posts because I was calling out election fraud. And they would actually send me warnings. If this continues, we're going to shut your pages down.
Yep.
And guess what? Well, guess what? YouTube and Facebook, in your face.
Still here.
That's where I'm at. I mean, I'm sick of it.
Yeah. No, they were the censorship over this was horrible. Absolutely horrible. There's still folks that still don't have their accounts back from all of that, and it's a hot mess. It's been a mess.
Well, here's the thing, though. We've got all the evidence. They're gathering it left and right in Georgia. They know now, without a doubt, Trump won Georgia.
Right.
But here's the thing: when in the fuck are we going to see it? Excuse my mouth. Sorry, guys. When in the hell are we going to see some arrest?
Yeah.
Um, because right now, you know, if, if we don't stand having a set of balls, so to speak, and take care of business and make mass arrests and get these people removed,
Mhm.
um, this kind of corruption is going to continue in this country and it's going to be ongoing. I promise you.
Yeah.
Because, and same thing with the Clinton. I mean, look at the Clintons. Here's a good example. They totally ignored all their subpoenas to appear before the House,
Right.
and now all of a sudden they've agreed to because they're and it's like, why are you even giving them a chance now? They totally said screw you like this to the American people.
Yeah.
You know, why did you not incarcerate them?
Exactly. And I'm hearing, oh, they're both so sick. I don't care.
They don't
I
look
don't care.
they don't
They
look
have
sick to
done
me.
massive harm to our country and for decades, people. And I think we're going to learn more about the nefariousness of their dealings. But the fact that they're trying to use some bullshit excuse, oh, we're too old and frail.
Yeah.
No, you're still going to be held responsible at some point. This is crazy.
Well, I guarantee you, if you or I are subpoenaed to go to court and we're told that we have to appear and we go, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I can't make it. I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee you that first of all, the courts are not going to postpone our case.
Right.
And second of all, if we just don't show up, they're just going to put a warrant out for our arrest.
Exactly.
I guarantee you that's how they're
Yeah.
going to take care of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the
Well,
Clinton,
but we also know that the courts are totally rigged
yep,
against we the people. And all of I think we're going to learn that this whole freaking judicial system is bullshit and that it just needs to come down. We're continuing to watch judges being pulled down for a whole bunch of different crimes.
yep,
A lot are being pulled for their little kiddie porn crap. And, I mean, it's just a very sick system. It needs to be brought down fully and rebuilt because
I
this is
do.
not
I do
working.
want to say this, Julie. So for some of you guys out there on my Facebook page, I want to just get this out there. So, a lot of the stories of these judges being arrested that you're sharing out there all over social media is not true.
Mhm.
Um, I, gr- I with that being said, I will say there are a lot being arrested as well. But the point is, folks, let's not scoop down to the Democrats' level and be spreading propaganda bullshit.
Mhm.
If it's not true, don't even post it because you're making our side look bad by doing
Right.
it. Because
Right.
people do fact check, not the fact check matters, but people do check the resources out there, and it's not that hard to figure out did that judge really get arrested or not. Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
make sure your facts are straight before you even post it out there. That's what
Right.
I'm asking out of you guys, because again, it makes us all look bad. Because it's like one does wrong, it's automatically, oh, y'all did wrong.
Right.
uh,
Right. Right.
and the,
Guilty
again,
by association.
yeah, again, let's not scoop to the Democrats or demon rats, as I like to call them. Let's not scoop down to their level and start posting a bunch of propaganda bullshit as well.
Right.
Make sure your facts are straight, and as long as they're straight, hey, share away with me. But
Mhm.
I've done a lot of checking myself on different people that are sending stuff to me, and it's like, well, hate to tell you, but that's not a true story.
Mhm.
Wish it
Mhm.
was true, by the way. I do.
Right.
Um, I'd like to see more judges being taken down for allowing this kind of corruption in our country.
Mhm.
But at the
Mhm.
same time, I'm not going to sit there and spread false propaganda bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though the story was a good story.
Yeah. Well,
It
so I'm hearing some things that I find rather curious on Truth Social. President Trump posted that for the first time ever, the uh, what's it called? Not the World Series. What's that? Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
I couldn't remember the word. He said it's the first time that the Super Bowl is going to be shown globally,
Yep.
worldwide. And
I thought it always was because when I was in Japan, when I was over in Japan, that was God back in 95, 96. When I was in Japan, I watched the Super Bowl over there in Japan.
well, you may have, but it might have
Yeah.
been an American station or something.
Hmm.
But there was, he specifically said that it's going to be shown globally, and the colors that they're using to represent the Super Bowl are rather curious. There's a lot of talk right now about them using EBS colors
Right.
as the background. And then we're also hearing that NFL players are refusing to be watching the halftime show because of who the NFL chose. This person is very anti-American as a performer.
I
And
hear Turning Point is going to be having their own Super Bowl halftime thing on a different section,
yep,
and you know what, guys, um, I'd watch it. You
yep,
know, and versus the Super Bowl halftime for
yep,
sure.
yep. Well, so that's what I say. NFL players are even saying themselves that they don't want to be part of what the NFL has established for the halftime show. They're going to go watch the Turning Point halftime
Yep,
show instead.
guarantee you that's what I'll be doing.
Same.
Hey, Julie, I've got another story I want to just share real quick and get it out there.
Okay.
So, you guys remember our good old guy that tried to assassinate Donald Trump down at the golf course?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
hey, here's the good news about him. So, breaking, right? Ryan Routh sentenced to life in prison, plus
Ooh,
7 years for attempting to assassinate Trump at Florida golf course. So
life
that
plus 7 years?
life. So well, they just want to make sure he never gets out. So, um, but you know what? That was actually good news to see.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and let's see. Oh, by the way, when I used to live out in Idaho, I did a lot of photography. So I've got to share this picture once
Mhm.
if it's going to show me, and maybe not. Oh,
Hmm, that's weird.
yeah, that is weird because I clicked it on. There. Let's see if we can do it this. Oh, there we go. Let's see if we can do it this way real quick. Okay. And there it is. Well, see if I can click it on so I can show you guys. And it's not letting me expand it. Are you kidding me?
Spread your browser window to see this story. Huh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Anyways, that was Rose Lake, Idaho. I did that picture.
Hmm.
But I used to do a lot of photography. Well, actually, I still do. I'm constantly taking pictures.
Nice.
But anyways, so that was good news to see. That guy got life in prison for his
Mhm.
actions. Good morning, David Wade. Let's see. He says, I called Coca Cola today. Their system is terrible. 1-800-322-spice. Okay, I'm not sure what you're implying there, David Wade. 322 spice almost sounds like a porn thing or something. No offense, David. I'm on a roll this morning. Yeah, but good to have you back on our show here. And that goes for you too, David Wade. Anytime you guys want to call into the studio again, call in 928-385-4738. Love to bring you live on the air, or even bring you on a show. But yeah, just got so much going on right now, Julie. And it's good to see that they're putting heat on the Georgia election. outfits out there in Georgia.
Yeah.
It's you know, and I knew they were going to come up with stuff. You would have to be you would totally have to not be doing your job, you know, in order to not find stuff. I mean, it's right there
Hmm.
in front of everybody,
Right.
and so and again. So you guys might as well take it to the bank that Donald Trump won Georgia without a doubt. Um,
Absolutely. So, what I comprehend is, and it's something that President Trump shared with us a while back, is that the ballots that were used, the official ballots for the 2020 election, had watermarks on them.
yeah,
But these watermarks are very unique because they have the ability to GPS track and trace. So if official ballots wound up in a trash can, if official ballots wound up in a stream or whatever, wherever they're not supposed to be, they're going to know that. But then they're also going to be able to compare it to the fake ballots much easier. And so this is why we the people that have been in the know and know it's been stolen, this is how we know that it was truly stolen, because there were very, very unique ballots made for the 2020 election, and they're traceable.
yep.
So we just have to wait to get that information out there, and it looks like the ball's rolling positively in that direction.
Well, I got a feeling, like I said, Colorado's next. They're going to be going after. Uh, I hope they go after Arizona as
Oh,
well.
Arizona, right? Colorado and
Uh,
Arizona,
yeah,
right?
I know they're going to find Arizona was nothing but rigged the whole
Yep.
all the way down, and so much was already exposed, and the courts would not allow the evidence to be brought forth. So that tells you how corrupt they're even
That's
are.
exactly, that tells you everything you need
Yep,
to know about the courts and
yep.
how crooked they are.
Yeah, I mean, you
Well,
got
I'm
yeah.
hearing rumblings of Sidney Powell's voice coming back into play.
What coming
So
what coming
Sidney
into play?
Powell, Sidney
Yeah.
Powell, and she's what we comprehend about her is she was one of the first ones working the Wiener laptop, and she's got a lot. She knows where how everything ties together. So I'm excited to hear what Kraken she's going to be pulling
Yeah.
to catch these guys and
Yeah.
to bring them to full justice.
Uh, Well, let's get it done. Well,
Exactly.
you look at California, look at the semi load after semi load of election ballots. They just confiscated here, what, about not even a month ago now,
Hmm.
out in California. And these were Trump ballots, by the way. And they just mysteriously somehow did not end up at the polls. And so, again, I do believe if Trump might have actually won California as well, even being a
Oh,
Democratic.
I think he won like almost every state majority wise.
Yep.
I really do. I don't believe that. I don't believe the numbers that they've been trying to feed us. I think it's way more red, and because the left has done such a good job of making it appear that being on the right side of things are is a bad thing.
Right.
A lot of people have flipped and walked away from the Democratic Party, me being one of them as well. But we're not going to announce it,
Yep.
right? So I think there's a lot more secret Trump supporters still, and I think people are starting to see the common sense of his actions and what his administration has been doing,
Right.
and so that's a really good thing. I'm excited to see.
Oh, hey, Julie. So yesterday we did a broadcast after me. You did the show, by the way. So we did a broadcast, and to see. Let me see if I can get to it. Well, what the heck? Well, maybe I'm not going to get into anything at this moment.
Is it freezing up on you?
Well, it was trying. There we go. Um, Actually, it totally closed it out. I'd be damned. Okay. I'll be on it. So, anyways, we did the election integrity show yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys get a chance, you gotta scroll down. You can find me on YouTube, Rumble, X, also on um, let's see, God, I've lost count of them all, Julie.
YouTube, Rumble, X. Are we on Instagram?
We're on Instagram. We're on God. There's several others I've got us registered on. But anyways, if you guys scroll, or you can also find us on Your News Arizona on Facebook, or under Jonathan Townsend Alexander on Facebook. Let's see, and then, but anyways, here, okay, got the screen back. Damn thing. But anyways, you guys get a chance, check out this broadcast that we did. And so the thing is, this is why it's so important. Here it is. So I've got it titled Election Integrity. Here we go. I'm going to share that screen. So this is why this is on Facebook screen I'm sharing with you guys. So anyways, it's the election integrity. It's done by Steve Stern, a good friend of mine. And you get a chance.
About election forward, and I'm sorry for my voice, but you can do this election backwards. And I'm going to walk you through it very simple. I'm going to show to you specific evidence of how we devised this method using the Maricopa full forensic.
Okay, anyways, that's the program. So I've got it under
Cool.
I've got it listed under election integrity on my YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, and all that stuff as well. Check that out. This is so important, guys, for us to get involved with our elections.
Right.
I mean, we have got to be holding these Democrats accountable. We need to have poll watchers. We need to have everything in place.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if unless you guys want to see our borders wide open again, with millions and millions of illegals pouring through, because get involved,
Mm-hmm.
get everybody out there that you know involved.
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you what, all the work Donald Trump has been doing right now, I can promise you it can be undone overnight. Just like the Biden administration did. Look at how fast Biden undid everything that Trump did on his
Yep.
first term.
Yep.
I mean,
Agreed.
Trump builds a beautiful wall to keep the illegals out. The Biden administration comes in, orders the Army Corps of Engineers to cut sections out of that wall up and down the border, which we've reported on over and over from down on the border.
Mm-hmm.
And they cut it wide open so that these, millions of illegals can pour through. And trust me, this could happen overnight that quick, guys.
Yep. Yep.
If we're under Democratic rule.
Yep.
So this is why we have got to keep fighting. We have got to keep getting the right people in office to keep our borders secure, and to make sure this invasion does never again happens.
Right.
Because if the Democrats have their way, I promise you, those walls will come down again. And it doesn't take much to take torches and cut through that steel.
Right.
And we've got to keep our country safe.
Right.
That's got to be our number one priority.
Agreed.
And so, anyways, so I shared that with you guys. So you guys get a chance, check out the election integrity call that we did.
Yep. Looks like we're right at an hour now, Jonathan.
Okay, and the last thing I want to share is what took place out here in my neck of the woods with Border Patrol yesterday.
Oh.
Of our country.
Oh, yeah.
And as President Trump has said many times, we didn't need any new laws. All we needed was a new president. Because of the efforts from this administration under the leadership of Secretary Noem, what we have today across the entire southwest border and the northern border is the most secure border in the history of this country. I've been doing this job over 28 years, and I can tell you, working under 5 presidents, we've never had the support that we have from an administration, and we've never had a more secure border. And it's because of the men and women that come in every day and are allowed to do the job that they were hired to do. Something that, for the 4 years of the Biden administration, we longed for.
Isn't that a beautiful
And
wall?
because we longed for it, we enjoy doing it now.
Yep.
Every day we come to work and want to go and make sure that every citizen of this county,
I've reported
every
right
citizen
there
of
in
this
that
state,
sector right there.
and every other state in this country is safe because of the effort and the job that everybody does to make sure that can happen. And again, we couldn't have done it without the support of an administration. Having been there for those 4 years of the Biden administration, I can tell you the morale is at its highest. We've got more applicants for the Border Patrol than we've ever had in the history of the Border Patrol. And because of that, we're going to maintain a secure border for now and years to come. President Trump has laid the blueprint. Secretary Noem has enforced the law. She has rolled it out the way it's supposed to be. And because of that, we've got what you see here, Trump Wall. This wall has completely transformed this area from what used to be an area that was full of narcotics traffickers, human smugglers, and anybody that just wanted to come across this border that was pretty much non-existent. Now we get to see exactly what a secure border is. We're the envy of the world, like President Trump likes to say.
Oh, so here I'm just going to share this real quick, and I know you got to get going, Julie.
Yeah.
So up and down this border, so you can see my wand right there on there. I hope.
Yes.
So you would have sections like from right here, and it would go as far as right down to here, wide open, where they were cutting it out. The Army Corps of Engineers cut out sections, and that's up and down this border road, which goes for miles and miles and miles, guys. That's you got hundreds and hundreds of miles of border wall.
Wow.
And but keep in mind, like every half mile up and down the border, you'd find these big holes in the wall where the Biden administration had it cut out.
Wow.
And what would happen is that the illegals are just there would be roads over in here, like in this area or back over here, and they would actually be brought in on buses. We even seen it come in on buses. They'd
Wow.
unload the bus loads, and and as they tell you, oh yeah, we had a 3-day journey across the border, or 2 months. Bullshit.
Bullshit. Yeah.
They were actually taking buses in. They'd unload and they'd walk right on down here, and then
Wow.
come right on in, and they'd stop right anywhere along this whole area right here, because I know right where this area is at. By the way, used to be a holes right here.
Wow.
But anyways,
Hmm.
so
Great.
then these illegals would line up like they're going to freaking Disneyland, waiting for the transport bus to show up and give them a ride.
Crazy time.
And so they were taken from there over over to Tucson or wherever, and they go through the processing center, get processed. Not even 24 hours later, they'd end up in Baltimore, New York, Portland, Oregon, wherever they said they were going to. And it was just insane, totally insane.
Wow.
And keep in mind, over 150 different countries were pouring through those borders. We're
Wow.
not just talking Mexico or
Yeah.
Guatemala. I mean, we're
Yeah.
talking from all over the world. So, well, listen, folks, I know we're at our show, and we're going to start probably doing a lot of these broadcasts earlier like this, because we both got busy schedules. Plus, I've
Yep.
got a lot of reporting out in the field I need to get done, like the border.
Right.
So we're going to start broadcasting earlier to you guys, and then we'll be broadcasting here soon live from the border.
Yeah.
We're just not going to disclose where we're going to be at,
Yep.
but
Or when.
it's coming up real soon.
Yep.
So
Looking forward to it.
so stay tuned for that. We're going to continue broadcasting the election integrity as well
Mhm.
throughout the months coming up. You guys get a chance, check out the election integrity that we broadcasted yesterday.
Yep.
And just try your hardest to get everybody involved, guys. These elections are vital for our survival.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, God bless you guys. Hope you guys enjoy your Thursday.
Thursday.
Hey, holy
Yep.
crap!
All
Time's
day
flying.
Thursday.
You, you guys all have a wonderful Thursday. Thanks for joining in, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning. God bless you guys.
God bless. Have a great